Phase 1. The awakening of the heart and the light of the inner rose. In the hidden teachings of the Rosicrucians, every true rise in vibration begins with a moment of profound inner openness. During initiation, or any comparable spiritual turning point, the heart opens consciously and without protection. In this vulnerability, something emerges that Rosicrucians call the birth of the inner rose, a state of unconditional love that illuminates the entire energy system like a spark. From this awakened heart, a delicate rose-colored light ascends and moves toward the point between the eyebrows, the center of inner vision. In many Eastern traditions, this area is known as the Brahma chamber, a tiny space between the pineal and pituitary glands where spiritual light becomes perceptible. When the rose energy reaches this place, an inner radiance begins to unfold. Thinking becomes clearer, intuitive images appear, and a doorway to deeper spiritual levels opens. This first phase marks the transition from a life guided by external events to a consciousness capable of perceiving subtler vibrations. Phase 2. Centers of willpower and the art of shaping energy. The Rosicrucians teach that spiritual insight is incomplete without willpower. Thus, after the awakening of the heart, comes the activation of the centers of will and action, comparable to the lower dantian in Chinese alchemy. This area in the lower abdomen is considered a reservoir of intention, manifestation power, and inner stability. When this energy awakens, a person gains the ability to translate subtle impulses into the physical world. Rosicrucians view this as a form of modern alchemy. It is not metals that are transformed, but one's own energetic state. Dense energies are clarified, transmuted, and realigned. The practitioner becomes a vibrational conductor, someone who consciously directs and shapes energy to match their intentions. At its highest level, this mirrors the ancient alchemical art. Matter changes as a reflection of inner transformation. But the true treasure is not gold. It is the refinement of one's own being. Phase 3. The foundations, self-observation, and inner stability. Before higher vibrations can be held consistently, two foundational practices are required. 1. Self-observation. The practitioner continuously observes their thoughts, emotions, and actions as objectively as possible. In this daily inner mirror, patterns become visible that would otherwise automatically govern life. 2. Inner stability. Stability means calm, clear thoughts, balanced emotions, focused willpower. Without these three forces, any spiritual development becomes unstable. Rudolf Steiner described it this way: "The longest journey is the one into the depths of your own heart." Through self-observation and stability, a person frees themselves from unconscious reactions and gains the ability to consciously shape their vibration. Phase 4. Positivity, openness, and steady equanimity. To raise one's frequency in a lasting way, the Rosicrucians emphasize three inner qualities. Positivity. Not superficial optimism, but the conscious choice to perceive a higher meaning. Positive thoughts create vibrations that harmonize with finer levels of consciousness. Openness, also referred to as equanimity. It is the ability to embrace many perspectives without clinging to one.
Rosicrucians call this circling around the truth. Steady calmness. Not being swept away by emotions, but remaining centered in both joy and chaos. This calmness creates an energetically clear space where spiritual insights can be received. Together, these qualities weave an energy field tuned to higher dimensions, like an instrument that has been properly tuned.
Phase 5. The backward review, dissolving technique and mysticism breathing practice. The advanced Rosicrucian techniques begin where ordinary meditation ends. 1. The backward review. In the evening, one mentally retraces the entire day backward. This sharpens awareness of patterns, synchronicities, and hidden connections. One discovers how spiritual forces shape events. 2. The dissolving technique. Instead of simply reading texts, the practitioner absorbs their meaning into consciousness. Words turn into inner experiences. The teaching becomes alive within. A deep, intuitive connection to the essence of the material emerges. 3. Mysticism breathing practice. This breathing is not physical but energetic. Inhalation symbolizes receiving impressions from the outer world. Exhalation symbolizes giving inner understanding back to the world. Thus, a bridge forms between material perception and spiritual insight. These techniques lead to a state in which spiritual and material reality mirror one another, and one's vibration can be consciously elevated. Conclusion. The role of the human being in Rosicrucian understanding. The Rosicrucians teach that the human being is a mediator between matter and spirit. We are meant to recognize the spiritual within the material and refine the material through spiritual insight. By becoming more conscious, raising our vibration, and allowing our own rose to shine, we support not only our own evolution, but also the unfolding of the entire cosmos. If you enjoyed this journey, feel free to subscribe to my channel. More inspiring impulses are waiting for you there.